Hi everyone, welcome to the next video in this planner series. Yes, Johanna Basford's Weekly Planner, and using Arteza Expert pencils. We have just a few of our little flowers left. I'm thinking we'll probably get it done today, but we'll see how it goes really. I don't want to rush. I'm in a rush, but I'm not going to rush the video. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I'll explain. We're going to start this little one here. I'm just looking at the colours that we've done already and going to think about what I'm going to pick for this one. I think I might go for a pale blue. It might be quite nice. Our blue one's quite a long way away, so I might do that, but I'm going to come in close. Yes, we're going out this morning. My plan has been is that I will come and do a little bit of videoing. I'm going to use this is the periwinkle blue, and then I'm going to do all the leaves with a light layer of this first. Yes, when the family are ready we're going to go out, but I think it's going to take them about an hour to get ready, to be honest. They're still only just gone down for breakfast, so I thought I'd come and record a little bit. We're going to my favourite wetlands today. We're only going for a walk. We're not going to stay all day because someone wants to watch the tennis later. I can't think who that might be. And also everyone else has things they want to do, but the idea is we just go out nice and early. I mean, they open at 9:30, I think, so we can't go that early. It's 8:30 now. This is the Aegean blue. I'm going to use this a little bit to darken the bases of all the petals. So from here where it's overlapping here, oh, it's quite it's a very pretty colour, isn't it? And then I'm going to try and fade it up. Yeah, so we're going to go there and just have a nice walk around. We'll not be there too long. It's forecast for rain at lunchtime, and we're not going to have lunch there. It's a bit overpriced. We're trying to be careful with our money, and also you know, as I say, we've got things we want to do. I'm going to sort of ignore this wavy line and just colour this one like these with a little bit of darker colour at the bottom and just fade it up. I'll think about that line in a bit. I'm now going to go back to the periwinkle, and I'm going to sort of try and blend that in like I have with the others really. So going over this darker area, in fact over all of it really, and what you'll see is that it'll burnish it in and look more solid colour wise. Yeah, my son's got some, he said he's not going to do any revision today. I just chatted to him for his driving test or his Word and Excel, and I was asking how that was all going. He said it's going okay, but there's some things he's got to get his head around, which is all fine. He hasn't got any of those tests until September, so he's got a long time to go. Although he's not a big procrastinator, if he knows he's got a long time, he sort of leaves things, but he's very competent. I know that he'll do it. So I wasn't sort of asking him in a naggy way, I was just asking him in an interested way, if you know what I mean. Now for the actual stem, I can't remember what colours we've used for these previous ones because it was yesterday. So I'm just going to randomly grab one. It is so cold in here. 609 is matcha green. Yes, so if they're ready to go and I'm still recording, they're going to knock on the door. So although I'm sort of want to go out quickly, I'm ready virtually. I've got to put my shoes on. I'll probably have to grab a coat. It doesn't look that warm. It's quite funny. Our weather is quite different this summer to what it has been for the last however many summers, but I'm going to use the coyote brown on this one just to put a little bit of shadowy bit on the bottom of the leaves here. Yeah, normally when I was little, I remember as a child every summer being cloudy, wet and dull, with the odd few warm sunny days that you would sort of really make the most of because they didn't happen very often. But much more recently, in the last 10-20 years, we've had absolutely record-breakingly hot weather for weeks on end, and then just warmth, and I have hated it. I know some people really like it, I'm sorry. I'm trying to decide on what colour to do these. I was just looking around while I was talking, and I picked this fruit punch. It's really different. I normally do these blue, so I thought I would do something different. Now the very centre ones, I'm not sure whether they ought to really be a different colour, but they're so small, so I think I'm going to do the whole thing in the same colour, and then I might go over the centre in another colour if I think it looks like it needs darkening a little bit. But I am just going to use this one colour, so I'm going to put it down quite heavily. Anyway, so yes, this summer we've had like my childhood summers, so very rainy but with sunny intervals sort of thing. But I was looking at the newspaper headlines this morning. I don't read newspapers, they're just not, they're biased politically. They sort of scandalise things, and it's just not my thing. But they're also very depressing. But the headlines I like to look at just to see what they're saying, and on the BBC News website, which I suspect you could get in most countries, although I suppose you might get a different version of it, it shows the UK newspapers headlines, so I go and have a look at that. Just look at the front pages just to see what they're saying, what stories they've picked up on, that sort of thing. And one of them this morning said it's going to get up to 33 degrees. Ugh. So as a child, I remember 28 degrees being really hot. That's 82, by the way. 28 is 82. And that was, you know, quite warm enough, thank you very much. But now, you know, this is 616. We've been getting record hot temperatures, which I think a lot of countries have been getting. This is moss green. I'm going to use for all the little leaves. Again, I'm only doing one colour on these. And then I think I will put something over the top of those flower middles, or else I think it's going to look a little bit boring. I'm not going to do anything else with the leaves because they're so little. This is such a nice colour. Hence why it's so short. Not that the others aren't short anyway, they're all a bit short. So yes, I'm sure it's to do with climate change, etc. We've definitely been having more floods, and here in our country we're very lucky where we live that we don't. But you know, we're not getting complacent about it. It's not, you know, it's not something we need to take for granted, especially as we live between a river and a canal. I'm grabbing a colour for the centres. Excuse me, it's first thing in the morning, Eggplant Purple, so I'm a bit hoarse. I was talking to one of my sons, he'd only just got up just before I came in, and he was really hoarse as well. And I said, are you suffering? And he said, no, I just haven't coughed. So no, he was fine. Now this one, I'm thinking orange. I'm not sure why, it just says orange to me. I've just got to blow my nose. Now, we don't have a great range of oranges. We have peach colours, but not so many oranges, so we haven't got a lot of choice, which is fine. But I'm going to do the centre in yellow, a sort of yellowy orange, I think. The sunflower yellow is quite orangey. It's beautiful, that colour, isn't it? It's funny because I get scared of colouring with orange. I find it quite difficult. But I absolutely love, yellow, sorry. This is blood orange. I get scared of colouring with yellow. I find it very difficult to sort of blend yellows and shade them, and even put enough down so you can actually see it. So you see, I'm just adding a tad of blood orange to the bottom of each petal. Well, the bottom half, really. But I like it. It's so warm and sunny, and as much as I dislike the sunshine, I love the sort of energy of a yellow flower. It's just gorgeous, like a buttercup, even a dandelion, just lovely. And I know people don't like, use the orange, Don't like dandelions because they weeds. It's fair enough. So I'm pressing quite hard here. I'm just going to spread to the tip, and hopefully you should still be able to see that it's darker at the bottom. Yeah, I think if I had a lawn, I would be quite cross if it was full of dandelions. In fact, I get a bit annoyed if dandelions grow in my garden, but they don't tend to. I've got weed barrier. I did have one very stubborn dandelion that grew right through my weed barrier. It's like a thick plastic sheeting, but it lets the water through from the rain, so you don't flood your garden, which is good. So it's got a sort of porous membrane, but it does prevent a lot of weeds. I get weeds growing in the gravel that's on top, but not so much actually. It doesn't grow through, apart from this stubborn dandelion. Okay, this stem I'm going to do in the pear green. The pear green is quite yellowy. It's almost like a, not quite, almost like a green gold, but there we go. Sorry, concentrate. It's really thin, that one. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going for a little walk and seeing the babies. There'll be some baby. I expect there might be some coots. I love coots. This is, I think this is Basel Green, 611. I'm just going to check on my list. Yeah. Now it's quite a different colour to what I've used here, but I think it will. I'm going to put it down the middle, just to add a bit of interest into there. If you're not sure about this colour, you can use the coyote green with this one, but we did that over there, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. There we go. Okay, I just need to move my pencils a bit. We've got this big flower here. Now I'm thinking we'd probably go for yellow. I might actually start with this colour. This is the, we haven't used this yet. Let's give it a sharpen. It's the honey. So it's a sort of brownish yellow, more like a sort of Naples or ochre. I'm going to use this on the bottom of the petals and then just fade them up a bit. Yeah, my husband's been on holiday all last week and he's feeling really down, and I've concluded that it's because he hasn't been really talking to anyone. Because I've been watching my tennis, he thinks that he can't talk to me because I'm watching tennis. He cannot empathise. I think it's to do with his ADHD. So he can't multitask. If he's watching something, he cannot have a conversation with someone else. It's either one or the other. Whereas I can do 1,000 things at once and it's absolutely fine. So this is a Jasmine yellow I'm going to try. It might be a bit too pale, but I want to give it a go. So I can be watching tennis, chatting to someone online, having a conversation in real life, and filling out a swatch chart or colouring a picture all at the same time. And it's fine. I can sort of go from one to the other, from one to the other within very quick succession. I don't know if that's the right word. Anyway, whereas if he moves from one job to the other, it takes him a very long time to get back into it, so he can't do that. But he can't understand that I can. So if he's at home and I've got tennis on and I'm colouring, and even if I've got no tennis on and I'm just colouring, he thinks that I'm too involved to talk to him. And I think I just need to keep reminding him that he can talk to me, because I think he's got himself a bit low because he hasn't been socialising so much, and he hasn't been going out because it's raining. And sometimes it makes me cross. It's like, come on people, family, can you not just organise yourselves a little bit, 606, and you know, realise what's going on and just, you know, mint green, because I feel like I do everything. I don't know if it's the same for every woman, but I feel like if I wasn't here, the housework would never get done. No one would leave the house. You know, it would, I don't know, they wouldn't feed themselves, they wouldn't clean, they'd be late every day, you know. Sorry, my horse is back. Go away, horsey. Right. Trying to decide. I want a sort of dark purpley colour. We don't really have lots of dark purples. Maybe, yes, let's try this. Is that the indigo? Yeah, a little bit of indigo first. I'm just sharpening it. It's a bit of an experiment. I'm sure it'll be okay. I just realised we've only done one red, so a little bit of indigo. We'll do a red in a minute. On the bottom of each, like that. Oh, my nose wants to run again. It's a problem with first thing in the morning. Do you get this, that you're sort of hoarse and your nose is running? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. And then I'm going to use the purple iris. Oh, sorry. I've got to get my hanky. Oh. Ew. Okay. And then sort of over the top, spread it to the end. There we go. So it's a redder purple than I thought from my swatch. Oh yeah, I can see now it is this colour. Yeah, my swatch chart is available. It's only for the 72 set though, because I don't have the full set. I said this before in an earlier video. But yeah, go to my Ko-fi shop and grab all the freebies. That's what they're there for. Right, we've got leaves, hang on. Leaves and stem. What should we grab this time? Let's do something a bit darker. Let's do the Fern Green. Now, I want to try and make it dark on the edges on that round bit. And then come down the stem. Oh, I'm not staying in the lines very well, because I'm leaning on this very painful ring. Ow, ow, ow. My bruise is better today. Look at that. It doesn't want to go in focus. I don't know how I did that. I was cleaning yesterday and noticed it after, so I said, oh, I guess I best never do any cleaning again. I don't know how I might have not done it when I was cleaning. I'm going to do these leaves in a bit of a different way. I'm trying to put my hand in a way to show you. So where this line is, I'm going to put down a darker colour, a few more layers, and then lighten it towards that end. Having a really intense debate downstairs. I can hear a very serious discussion. I know as I came up, husband started talking to my son about some programming language. So I was like, okay, good. I've escaped. So, let's see what happens there. But we might not be talking about that anymore. It's tricky though, because my boys are quite interested in talking about politics, but husband really isn't at all. So he doesn't join in those conversations. I don't even really know what his viewpoints are on different issues, really. It's interesting. But I guess perhaps some people just don't get that involved in it. I was looking at the French election results this morning. It's quite interesting that a lot of Europe are going more right-wing. In our election, we've had 5 candidates get in, 5 MPs who are very right-wing. which we've not had before. Well, not in my memory. We probably have way back. Now these, should we go back to a peachy colour for these? Oh, I said we haven't done any red for a bit. Let's go, oh, we've got one really dark. Should we go for the passion fruit red? I think we'll do that. I'm going to sharpen it a bit. Yeah, so we haven't really had far right, because our Conservative Party, who were in last, are right wing, but they're sort of reasonably central really, although they've moved slightly more to the right. But now we've got a Labour government which is more left wing. They're not massively left, they've moved more central, but you know, they're more about sharing the wealth a little bit more, improving our National Health Service and our schools and transport systems and energy, trying to help make energy a bit cheaper, you know, electricity a bit cheaper and things like that. We'll see what happens. They've made a lot of pledges in their manifesto before they were elected, so they're going to be held to account, I'm sure, to try and get these done. It's not always easy for a party to do what they promise. I think sometimes I'm just sharpening my garnet red, but it doesn't seem to want to sharpen. It's the one that broke in the last video. Oh, there we go, it's coming. You know, sometimes garnet red, circumstances change in the world and make it hard to do things. You know, the last government had to sort out lockdowns and various wars, which is not nice. I mean, fortunately, not wars in our country, but foreign wars, which they still get involved in. This new government has slightly different views on this is 613 on those sorts of things. So this is the emerald green. So, you know, we'll see what happens. It's very early days. Nothing happens today. They've got to all be sworn into Parliament. It's a very old sort of tradition thing. And then we have the state opening of Parliament, which probably, let me look at the date, it's probably today, the day this video goes out, I think it might be 17th, might be the 19th, oh I don't know. Anyway, it's this week. And I think once that happens, the king, if the king's well enough to do it, or his representative, will give a speech which is written by the new party. I'm going to do pink. I want a really pale pink. This is our pink macaron. I'm going to do this first, and then we'll see whether we need to add in more colour. We'll give a speech about their intention for this, what they're going to do in this sort of sitting of Parliament. Now, Parliament doesn't sit for long now before they have their summer recess. They have a summer break, which some people think they shouldn't have, but everyone else is entitled to a holiday, so, you know. I'm actually going to go quite dark in areas. I don't think that's going to work though. The pink macaron is quite orangey, so I'm trying to work out which pink. I think the flamingo pink is going to go the best. And I'm going to put a few strokes of darker pink in this gap here. And on the edges of these little petals, a little bit here. I don't want too much. Which is lucky, as this pencil doesn't seem to want to write on top of the macaron. Okay, and now I'm going to put the macaron back on top. Yeah, so they have a summer recess. You know, they need a holiday. It's only fair. But they're, you know, they have a different rules, the Parliament, it's quite odd, you know, like the female politicians have only very recently been allowed to take maternity leave, you know, things like that. Or they could take time off, but they weren't paid, you know, whereas everyone else in the country, 601, fortunately, Spring Green does get paid for maternity leave, and there is some now paternity leave as well available, but which is paid. It wasn't, that didn't exist when I had my kids. My husband took all of his holiday, his whole entitlement of holiday after I had the kids. So their birthday's in August, so I suppose it was quite a good time because it was right in the slap bang middle of the year. His holiday year used to run with the calendar year, it doesn't now. So he took all his holiday then. He had a bit, no he didn't, and he took a bit of unpaid, I think, maybe something like that, jade green. I can't remember, I think it was, he had about 3 weeks or something, and he took it all. Do the end of this a bit too. And that's how he worked it. It was good. It got me, it sort of just got me into a routine really. I think he used to go to work and have a sleep at the desk. Where he works they actually have, time for butterfly, they actually have a little sort of, I don't know what to call it, a little area where you can go and sit and pray, or this is 416, or meditate, that sort of thing. It's just a peaceful place. This is Amethyst Purple. Took me ages to find it. So anybody, any religion or none, can go there and just have some peaceful time. And apparently a lot of new dads go there to have a little snooze in lunchtime, in their lunch break, which is fair enough. It's fine. You know, it's not like they're disturbing anybody else who's there to pray or whatever, they meditate or whatever. So, but I don't think he knew of that place. My husband's terror for not taking a holiday, a lunch break anyway. What he tends to do actually is have 2 coffee breaks, morning and afternoon. He'll go and queue. There's always a queue, so you have to leave your desk, go and queue for a coffee. And that sort of gives him 2 breaks in the day rather than just 1. But he doesn't, and he eats his lunch at his desk. And it's not the healthiest way, but it seems to suit him. And now he's only working 3 days a week, being semi-retired. He's, you know, there's a bit less pressure. He gets a few days off. Right, we are on to black. Noir. It's French, isn't it? We're going to do this edge here and these dots. I think my neighbour's got a new dog today. He said he was picking his new dog up yesterday actually, but I don't know whether he used to have a dog, which I don't know if the dog is still with us, and he shared him with his father and they would take turns in having him. So I don't know whether this is going to be the same with this new one. I can hear a dog barking. There are a few dogs. There are 2 other dogs that live around here. Use the cloudy grey for the body of our butterfly. I'm just going to block it in because it's teeny tiny. And I want to use some white dots. Now we haven't used white pen anywhere yet. Oh, we haven't done the middle of that flower. Why didn't you tell me? I am going to do it in this colour. This is 202. It is burnt ochre. So quite dark down here. And then lighten as we go up towards the top bit. There we go. Yes, so I've got this. Now I'm not going to use white pen everywhere because some of the colours I've used leak into white pen and bleed in. So I'm actually only going to use it on the butterfly. Sorry, this is a jelly roll. I picked up a 10, which is quite a thick one. I'm just going to dot on top of all the black. Oh, my dog's crying. A little bit on there. Probably could have swapped with smaller. I'm going to put a few white dots along here because I'm just in a bit of a dotty mood. We'll just cover the whole thing in white dots, and in the end it'll just be white. Right, we are done now. I'm not going to do anything background wise on here. If I was going to do a background, I would just get a bit blue pastel and squodge it around. I don't think it's necessary. I'm quite happy with it as it is. So there it is, our picture done. What we call this? Pencil flowers or something. I don't know. But there we are. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a super day and happy colouring.